No authority, influence anyway. Sharon Hornhouse, I'm here. Welcome to day 116 of our Supersize Your Business Annual Challenge. Before we start talking about our communication topic and skill today, influencing without authority, without formal position, I want to hop into our super process, our super framework. We're on step 2 today, the U, which means to uncover what is. Yesterday, we specified the target. What the heck is it that we want in a specific area of communication? And then today we're going to look at where we really are with and where our organization is with respect to the communication goal that we've got, obstacles that are preventing us from achieving the thing that we want with respect to communication, and then our strengths. So, for example, I pulled up Matthew's information, and for the U in the step, he said, listen, we've got information silos. We have teams that don't know what others are doing. We've got meetings that are long and unproductive. We've got the team learning about decisions through the grapevine. They're not being informed on a regular basis through formal means of communication. They're finding out through the grapevine, which can be used in our favor, but can also be really negative for our culture. We lack executive presence in high-stakes situations. So we're not involving our leadership team in programs and processes and keeping them in the loop of the things that each division and department is working on. Definitely a disconnect there. Obstacles, no communication system, poor meeting culture, and uncomfortable with transparency. Ooh, ouch. Those are some things we need to address immediately, right? Which we are addressing in our coaching. And then strengths, willing to improve, team wants better communication. Everybody wants better communication. Nobody wants worse or less communication in any organization I've ever worked in. It's one of those core skills that if we improve it, everything improves in the organization. So today we're talking about that, but in addition to that, influence without authority. The grapevine is an example of influence without formal authority in the organization. So obviously they've already got that down pat. But what do we need to look at? What do we want to do to have more influence? Influence without authority, we all have influence, right? Whether we are in an authority position or not. It's how we use that influence that matters most. I'm going to challenge you to always use the things that we talk about and learn about in this community for the good, for the betterment of yourself, but also for other human beings, right? We don't want to do things that influence people in a negative way. Is there plenty of that out there? Yes, but let's choose not to participate. Influence tactics that you can apply. You don't need a title to be an influencer. Look at all the people on social media that are considered influencers and have hundreds of thousands or millions of followers that you would consider less qualified to be communicating and influencing anyone than yourself. Persuasive communication, credibility, and relationships are bigger contributors to your influence than your actual position on a hierarchy in your business. Do people listen to the CEO more than they listen to you? Probably. Do people listen to the owner and founder? Unless, of course, you're probably the owner and founder. Then they listen to you because you're in a position of authority. But influence tactics that all of us can use, no matter where we are, both in our personal and professional life, include things like asking questions, called the Socratic method, a fancy name for asking questions. An incredibly powerful way to influence other people is by the questions you ask and how you ask them. Excuse me. Telling stories is a great way to emotionally connect with people. People remember stories and how you made them feel far longer than they remember other things about your interactions with them. So if you make them feel great, you're going to automatically influence them in a positive way. If you make them feel bad, guess what? You're going to automatically influence them in a negative way. Through stories, you can influence everybody by sharing other people's stories of bad behavior and lessons learned, as well as good behavior and the desired behaviors you want to see more of in your organization. Sharing data and information and getting input and asking for input from other people is an incredibly easy way to wield some influence in your organization, no matter where you are and what position you hold. And then building trust by being consistent and transparent and authentic and yourself are ways to build trust. So asking questions, building trust, telling stories, and sharing information and data are incredibly powerful ways that anyone, anywhere, in any organization can exert some influence. Or or be influential. So let's all be influential in a positive way. No exerting influence, because I don't like that word after it came out of my mouth. People follow those who communicate vision. That's why companies with a visionary leader tend to be so successful, because everybody can buy into their role in helping that vision become a reality. Inspired action, and people that inspire action in others are considered influential and influencers, whether they're in a position of authority or not. And then how we make people feel heard. If you make people feel seen and heard, they will love you. It's just the way it is. We all have an underlying desire to be seen and heard. Even if we think we're afraid to be seen and heard, we really desire it on the inside. So today, what are we going to do with this? We are going to make it a concerted effort to influence someone to do something that is not within our area of authority. So if you're a department head or founder of your company, if you're the founder, you're going to have a hard time finding somebody that you don't influence automatically because you're the founder or the owner or the CEO of the company. But if you're anybody else in the organization, you can interact with people in another department or another division where you don't really have any influence. I was extremely influential in my last corporate job. I didn't have any official authority over most of the people I interacted with, yet I had actually some over everybody, because I ran the quality and sanitation departments, which interacted with everybody. But I didn't use my position authority to positively impact people in that organization. I used my presence, my asking questions, my asking people and finding out how I could help them, what they needed. I made sure they were seen and heard every single day I worked at that organization. It was just under 5 years. It might have been 5 years. Anyway, but I had incredible influence in the organization because I interacted with other human beings on a regular basis. I didn't sit in my office and just pretend I was better than everybody else because I was the leader of sanitation and quality, right? So I would love to know how that goes today. I challenge you to go out and do that today. Interact with somebody that you want to influence. Maybe, since this is a work one, somebody at home, but not your significant other, probably, unless you consider yourself equals, then fine. Or your kids. Because guess what? No matter what, we have more influence over our kids just because we're their parent. Not so much anymore when they're grown children, but when they're little, we did. I actually want to influence my son to help me do something to make my life a whole lot easier. I have to follow up with him today. I only have a couple of days to see if he'll help me with that. All right. That's all I've got today. If I can help you anyway, I had reflective questions, but I always go too long in some of these topics because I love them. If I can help you anyway, ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day. If you would like more of this kind of, straightforward banter and topics that you may not be considering as you're running and growing and building and supersizing your business, join us in our free school community. It's called Supersize Your Business. Imagine that. And it's absolutely free to join. I do have other offerings in there, and I'm getting ready to launch a really exciting project and cohort that will be amazing and incredible and take owners and founders to a whole new level in 90 days. A whole level of freedom that you might not have acquired yet so far as you're building and growing and scaling your business. All right. Have an awesome day. If you'd like to know more about that, just put Supersize in the comments below, and I'll send you the invitation to the free group, as well as if you want more, put win or something. So Supersize win, I'll send you both. All right. Have an awesome day. I'll, of course, see you tomorrow. Bye.